So hi, Paul. Thanks for helping to share your thoughts and advice with the Sustainable Procurement Pledge community. Thanks for your time. So please go ahead, introduce yourself.
Well, Oliver, thanks for having me. I am Paul Polizzotto. I am the founder and CEO of Givewith. Givewith is a social impact technology company helping sourcing and procurement executives seamlessly and easily embed sustainability into their sourcing and procurement practices by leveraging sourcing and procurement to have a cross divisional impact, positive impact on the corporation, helping corporations improve their environmental social governance ratings, help with employee retention, investor relations, to help underwrite corporate social responsibility and sustainability, and most importantly, leverage purchasing power and sourcing into an agent for positive social change.
Excellent, excellent. And what does sustainable procurement mean to you personally?
Well, to me personally, I think it goes beyond just what's being bought. You know, of course, as someone who spent the last 32 years as a serial social entrepreneur, it is my hope that sourcing and procurement executives can, look, let's be clear, do what it is they do best, which is negotiate the best pricing, the best terms. So first and foremost, I respect that sourcing and procurement executives first have to do that. But how can they do that and make decisions that where the product or service is more sustainable? But what's interesting, what's happening now is the ability to leverage just the fact that something's being bought, period, as a way to have suppliers underwrite social impacts on behalf of the buyer without the buyer having to spend more money on the product or service, leverage social impacts from the supplier that are positively impacting environmental social governance ratings, employee retention, investor relations, and essentially the supplier underwriting those social impacts is in effect underwriting the corporate social responsibility and sustainability initiatives of the buyer without the buyer having to spend more money on the product or service. That's what's exciting. So that's what sourcing and procurement in terms of sustainability means to me, is going beyond just the product or service being purchased, but the fact that corporations, sourcing and procurement executives, can now leverage their purchasing power to have suppliers underwrite social impacts that create a bunch of different business value for the buyer.
Excellent.
So I think, yeah.
And what would be your sort of one or two pieces of advice for someone in procurement who's wanting to sort of embed sustainability and social impact more into the way they work and into their business?
Well, I think what you're seeing now with data is really using data to make sure that what is being bought, product or service, what materiality does it have to standard setters and rating agencies? I'm talking about standard setters like Global Reporting Initiative or SASB or environmental social governance ratings like MSCI or True Value Labs or CSR Hub, determining whether what's being bought is material to that industry, or what are the implications of what's being bought that are material to that industry or that company. And then again, going back to having suppliers underwrite social impacts that those standard setters and rating agencies deem as material. And that's how sourcing and procurement executives sort of lift themselves in the organization and really become heroes within their organization, because they're leveraging their purchasing power to positively move other KPIs in the company that are ultimately driving business success for the company. Things like employee engagement, employee retention, recruiting yield, investor relations. And then again, as I said, leveraging sourcing and procurement to underwrite and augment, add to the budgets of sustainability and CSR. Purchasing can now play an active role in positively moving the KPIs in other divisions in the company, and that's super exciting.